Few stories in all of human history have struck a deep chord as the story of the Christian Church. This is more than just a list of names and events. It is a testimony to the strength of faith and the perseverance of those who have committed their lives to God's redemptive plan for humanity. So join us on a trip through the ages as we explore the development of the Church from its inception in Christ's teaching from its diverse religious communities that can be found all over the world today. So the early church, the 1st to the 4th century, and these are the pioneers of faith and for doctrine. Well, the early centuries of Christianity, spanning from the 1st century to the 4th century, represents a crucial period in the history of the church. This era witnessed the birth, growth, and the consolidation of Christian faith, and it laid the foundations for the development of Christian doctrine that continues to shape Christian theology today. So you see the expansion of Christianity, the seeds of Christianity were sown during the 1st century, primarily through the teachings of Jesus Christ and the ministry of his disciples. So initially, it was a small and marginalized religious movement within the Roman Empire. However, it quickly began to spread, driven by the passion of the early believers and the universality of its message. See, one of the most significant factors contributing to the expansion of Christianity was the missionary efforts of the apostles. Figures like Paul of Tarsus played a pivotal role in the carrying of the gospel message to various parts of the Roman world. The establishment of the Christian communities in cities like Antioch, Ephesus, and Corinth marked the growing influence of faith. Now, key figures and events that we might want to talk about, which are the Apostolic Fathers. See, the Apostolic Fathers were early Christian writers and leaders who lived during the 1st and 2nd century. They were directly influenced by the apostles and the writings to provide valuable insights into the beliefs and practices of the early church. Now, notable figures among them included Clement of Rome, Ignatius of Antioch, and Polycarp of Smyrna. Their letters and their writings addressed theological issues. Now, church order and the defense of Christian doctrine against various heresies. So we then come to one of the first council, the Council of Nicaea, which is 325 AD. The Council of Nicaea, convened by Emperor Constantine, was a landmark event in the early church. It was called to address the theological controversies surrounding the nature of Christ and the Arian heresy, which denied the full deity of Jesus Christ. You see, the council produced the Nicene Creed, a foundational statement of Christian belief that affirmed the doctrine of the Trinity and the divinity of Jesus Christ. This council not only clarified the Christian doctrine, but also played a role in establishing the authority of the church within the Roman Empire. You see, the development of the Christian doctrine during these early centuries, the Christian theology was in a state of development and flux as the church expanded and encountered diverse cultures and philosophical traditions. It grappled with the questions of belief and practice. Key theological concepts were explored and articulated often in response to the challenges and the heresies. Now, the writings of the early church fathers and theologians such as Justin Martyr, Ignatius, and Augustine of Hippo played a crucial role in the shaping of Christian doctrine. They addressed issues like the nature of God, the relationship between the Old Testament and the New Testament, the Trinity, and the doctrine of sin, or original sin. Well, through their writings, they sought to provide a coherent theological framework for the emerging Christian faith. Now, in conclusion to the early church, from the 1st to the 4th century, which represented a period of foundational significance for Christianity, it witnessed the remarkable expansion of the faith, emerging from key figures like the Apostolic Fathers and the pivotal events such as the Council of Nicaea. Well, additionally, this era marked by development of the Christian doctrine as the theologians grappled with the profound theological questions that continue to shape Christian thought and practice to this very day. The legacy of the early church endures as a source of inspiration and guidance for contemporary Christians, reminding us of the enduring power of faith in the face of challenges and uncertainties. The Byzantine Empire and the Eastern Orthodoxy. Well, medieval church was marked by a geographical and theological division between the Eastern and Western branches of Christianity. In the Eastern Roman Empire, known as the Byzantine Empire, and the Eastern Orthodox Church held sway. So the Byzantine Orthodox emphasized the authority of the ecumenical councils, the veneration of icons, and the theological contributions of figures like John Chrysostom and Gregory Palamas. This period also witnessed the schisms between the Eastern Orthodox Church and the Western Church, resulting in the separation of the two branches. Well, the papacy and the Western Church, well, in contrast to the East and the Western Church, which centered in Rome, was led by the papacy, the Pope, which emerged as the spiritual and political authority, claiming a divine mandate to govern not only the church but also secular affairs. Well, the Pope, such as Gregory the Great, he yielded significant influence in the Western world. Now, the Western Church also faced theological challenges, particularly with the rise of heresies like Arianism and Pelagianism. Now, the schisms and the theological debates. Let's talk more about this. Well, the medieval church was characterized by theological controversies and schisms. One of the most significant schism occurred in 1054, resulting in the split between the Roman Catholic Church in the West and the Eastern Orthodox Church in the East. You see, the Great Schism was rooted in theological, cultural, and political differences. Additionally, theological debates raged over issues such as the nature of the Eucharist, the role of the clergy, and the authority of the Pope. Now, the Crusades and their impact. Well, the Crusades, a series of religious and military campaigns launched by the Western Christendom, profoundly impacted the medieval church. They were initiated to reclaim the Holy Land from the Muslim control. Now, while the Crusades held mixed results in their achieving their military objectives, they held a lasting impact on Europe and the church. They developed a cultural exchange with the Islamic world, introducing new ideas and led to a spread of relics and relic-based pilgrimages. However, they also sowed seeds of religious intolerance and division. Well, in conclusion, the medieval church from the 5th to the 15th century was a complex and dynamic institution. It witnessed the division between the Eastern Orthodox and the Western Catholicism, the rise of papal authority in the West and schism, theological debates, and the profound influences of the Crusades. Now, this period laid the groundwork for diverse forms of Christianity, which we see today, which have left an indelible mark on the development of Western civilization. Well, the history of the medieval church serves as a reminder of the intricate interplay between faith, power, and human history.